Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's A Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. Once you hop on tonight's live or you hop on the replay at a later date, please feel free to say hi in the comments and to tell me where you are watching from. I happen to be going live from Central Kansas this evening. Speaking of live, I'm live in 2 locations this evening, so if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person is probably watching from a different platform. And if at any time during this video you like what you see and you think others should see it, or you just want to help out my crafty channel, feel free to spread the craft love all over social media where you are allowed to. Hit that thumbs up button, hit the heart button, tag your crafty friends, invite them to watch along with you. Not only does that help my channel get seen by new people, that also helps you by telling the algorithm that you like this kind of content. Therefore, it will push more content like this to your feed. So it helps both of us out, and I greatly appreciate it. And I think that is about it. Let's go ahead and go to the comments. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. And as people come on, I will say hi to them. But let's go ahead and flip the camera. Get this project started. Okie doke. I am using the Patterned Carrots transfer. It is a B-sized transfer. Hello, Miss Bonita. She says, good evening, friends. So I'm using the Patterned Carrots size B transfer. I'm also going to be using the Patterned Carrots Slim Cuts. These are in a 3-pack. These are low quantity, and are not scheduled to be restocked. So if you want the cutouts, you need to go ahead and add those to your cart, which you can easily do with the cart link in the description of the video. I have linked the transfer, the cutouts, and some of the paste colors that I'm using. So that is what we're going to be creating tonight. I have some fabric to add to some of the carrots. I'm going to be using marmalade and orange peel. If you do not have marmalade because it was an en vogue color, you could certainly mix a little bit of brown or black into your orange peel to make it a little darker. I just kind of went with different shades of orange. And then for the greens, I have Ivy, and I pulled out Gravity, which is a former color of the month. Again, if you don't have either of these, pick a green, and then you can either lighten it with white or darken it with gray, black, or even bark. Storm, black velvet, or bark or espresso. So that's what we're going to do. First, let's go ahead and get these painted. And these are, I just, again, want to make sure I have the right sides. You can kind of tell the back has a little bit of charring on it. So the front sides are the cleaner side. So I just want to make sure, that I have the correct side. And I think we're going to just use, oh, excuse me, I've got the hiccups now. I think we're going to use some paste to paint with. I may have to add a little bit of water to my orange peel. Get some of that out. So I'm just going to put a few spritz of distilled water in there. Yeah, she's a little thick. Nothing a little distilled water can't fix. put in a little more. So how was everyone's weekend? Did everyone have a good Valentine's Day? Did everyone survive Friday the 13th? We had a good weekend. It was partly restful. Had lots of good food. We had date night on Thursday, and then we turned around and celebrated Valentine's Day. And we also had Dane's birthday, and we met his girlfriend. So it was a good weekend. I can't believe my boy is 26. Our boy. Still needs probably a little bit more. It's better. Bonita said she had an awesome weekend, got to spend time with her son and his family on Saturday. Okay, that's good enough, I think, for now. I do need to add probably a little bit more water to it, but okay. Get all that off. I'm just going to give it a little bit of spray because I am going to paint with it a little bit. So I have my little makeup brushes that I like to paint with. So these hold a lot of stiff. So I'm going to paint the bottoms orange. Jason said he had a great weekend. Oops. Kind of got that globbed on up there. Let's see if I can get that out. Got a little bit globbed into the neck of the carrot. Let's see if I can get that off. Sort of, kind of. Okay. Go on to the next one. So the good thing about painting with chalk paste is that this stuff dries pretty quick. And if you don't have a whole lot of acrylic paint or chalk paint laying around in the correct colors, then you can paint with your paste. Just adding a little bit of water to my brush to kind of move some of this paint. Oops. Okay. I'm going to pop the lid on just for a little bit because I'm kind of done with that one, I think. We'll see what they look like when they dry. I'm going to go ahead and dry them with my quick dry tool. That way, when I go to paint the green, then they'll be dry. Okay, those are pretty much dry. Let's go ahead and do the green parts. I'm going to flip them around, and I have ivy out. This paintbrush has seen better days. When your paste is the right consistency, it is buttery smooth to paint with. Okay, one down. And I've even seen a few designers, I haven't tried it myself yet, using cut up pieces of the board eraser as kind of a paint sponge. So if you don't have a whole lot of paintbrushes, or you don't want to have to go out and buy any, but you have a board eraser on hand, you might give that a whirl as a paint sponge. Oops. And I believe Ivy is also in Last Chance. So if you haven't gotten that, it is a really pretty color. It'd be perfect for St. Patrick's Day. It's always perfect for Christmas. Okay. Okay, let's get those dry. I'm trying to get in some of those little nooks and crannies where I might have wet paste. So just don't make a bigger mess when I put my transfer down. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so we'll put those two colors to the side, and then we'll get out Marmalade and Gravity. And I'm also going to wax. Oops, sorry. So I'm just putting down a layer of paste wax. This is the brand I prefer, but there's also Couture has a version, and I have linked it in the description of the video. Just trying to get this jar used up. I've had it since 2018, and I just need to get it used up. So this is just putting down a protective layer between my transfer and my painted surface so that my transfer doesn't stick so hard that it pulls up my paint or sticks so hard that it stretches the transfer to where it doesn't work properly anymore, or doesn't fit back on the bagger sheet, or doesn't line up. So this just kind of makes sure all that, make sure it doesn't stick. Sticks enough to be its true adhesive stencil, but not so much that it wrecks either surface. So you can kind of tell there's kind of a little bit of a sheen on there. That's from my wax. Should be good. Put that away. And then bring out our transfer. So again, this is the patterned carrots transfer. This is a size B transfer, and then these are the patterned carrot slim cuts. These are low quantity. Transfer is still good, but the cutouts are low quantity. So this is a reusable silkscreen transfer stencil. It is reusable about 8 to 12 times ish, depending on how well you take care of it. because it's reusable and I need to put it back on this backer sheet, I need to make sure that I note the back side. So I'm just writing the transfer name on the back side so that I know when it's clean and dry and ready to be put away that it goes on this side, not this side. So I'm going, you could, and actually I think I'm going to go ahead and trim, I think. You can trim these apart or you can leave them together. So if you look in the lookbook, these were put on a pillow, like a lumbar pillow. So if you want to, if you know you want to use it as like an ink stencil, and you want to use the 3 of them together and make sure that they're lined up correctly, I would leave it intact. If you don't think you're going to do that, you can cut around it. You can kind of score these apart. I'm not quite for sure what I want to do. So I think I'll leave them intact for just a bit. But you could certainly just kind of score around that way. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to take the backer sheet off. And then I'm going to lay it on my terry cloth fuzz towel. So these are adhesive backed stencils. So I'm just putting it on this terry cloth towel to get a little bit of lint on the back side of my transfer, just to knock back a little bit of the adhesive. And I'm mainly worried about the teal portions, not necessarily the silk screen, because if you look at the patterns, there isn't a lot of adhesive inside, so that should be okay. So I'm not going to fuzz it as much. I need to make sure that one goes there. And I think I'm just going to try to place them this way. It's a little bit more, gonna have to play with it a little bit more, but maybe. That looks pretty good. And then we'll place the next one, which is not that one, is this one. Oops, just about ripped the whole thing off. That looks pretty good. Oops. Okay, so we'll get this last one. Sorry. A little bit more difficult doing it this way, but I think this way it will leave it intact if I want to use it whole again, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get out our gravity. I'm going to turn it to the side. We're just going to dip our small squeegee into the paste. And we're going to cover all of that silk screen area. This is going to give us kind of a two-tone shaded effect. That's very pretty. I'll have to show it to you when I'm all finished. I want to get all 3 of these green ones pasted, and you noticed I pulled it up on the first one just because while I'm doing these other 2, I don't want that gravity paste to dry in the silk screen, because if I pick it up and it's dry, if I pick the transfer up and pull it away and my paste is dry, it's going to come up with the transfer because it's dried. It's dried in. And I'm kind of lifting carefully to make sure I have everything covered. If I don't have it covered, I can gently lay it back down. Kind of go over some of those spots again. Bonita says that's how she would have done it. Very pretty. As far as the two-tone or keeping it together, again, if you don't have very many colors, feel free to color mix. If you only have one green, add white or vanilla to lighten it, and add like storm or black velvet or bark or espresso to darken it. Very pretty. Keeping it together and pasting it. I contemplated cutting it apart, but so I'm just going to put whatever excess I have back in my jar. I'm going to pop that over there, and now we'll open the marmalade. That one is not open, so let's get a different one. Okay, I think that one's probably open. Okay, so now let's do the carrots. And if you don't like these patterns, you could bring in your part of the club Couture DIY craft program. You could certainly use your patterns from your Club Couture kit. Some plaid or gingham carrots would be super cute, so feel free to use that transfer as well. Okay, so now I have marmalade and I have a squeegee. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, you're going to have to get a lot more than that, Robin. Oops, it's a big old spot that I missed right there. Okay, oops. I can pull that one out since I kind of made it slip. We'll do the next one. So we're just going to drag it down the silk screen till we cover up all of that silk screen area. The tone on tone is a little bit harder to see to make sure you've got it all, but you can do it. Okay. And we've got the last one. Okay, so let's pull that one back. Whoops. Done with that. And then to clean this, all I need is a little bit of water and a board eraser. That'll come clean and be as good as new. I will warn you, if you use green, it does kind of stain the transfer part, but as long as the if it stains the teal transfer, you're still good. It doesn't affect the function of the transfer. It just might be a little discolored, but it'll come out of the screen and be pretty much good as new. Okay, so let's get these dried. This would be pretty with a shimmer orange. If you had, I don't think we have a shimmer orange anymore, but you could use copper. Shimmer copper would look really pretty. Okay. So here is the swirly one. Here's the polka dots. And then here is the stripes. That one's super pretty. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of fabric. Let's get out some scissors. Pick a pair, any pair, Robin. I'm also going to sand these just a skosh on the edges. They look a little too clean. Jason says he loves these. This part's going to be a little difficult, but I just want to hit the oops. We've got sanded in the right hand, not sanded in the left hand. The greenery is a little hard to do. Just need a smaller, let's see, maybe if this would work. Not very well. There's just something about that sanded edge. I can't get to all of it though. That's probably about all I can do. Okay, put those away. Let's get our fabric out. Raided the remnant aisle at Hobby Lobby again and found this. Thought it would be cute for St. Patrick's Day. I think it'll work for our carrot greens. Okay, so I just need to find an edge. Make sure I'm not near any paintbrushes. I can tell that this is not even. I'm going to make it kind of even before I tear it. I'm just going to tear or rip a hunk off. So I cut a slit in it. We're just going to rip that part off. Oh, shoot. Forgot my transfers over there though. Okay. So let's cut the selvage end off. And I'm going to cut this in half just so I have less to work with right now. Okay. So I'm going to cut this into smaller sections than I normally do, maybe. Maybe I won't. Not for sure how it'll rip in smaller sections. Not very well. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that into a smaller section. Yep. Kind of. Okay. So I'm just going to cut these. I'll probably cut them even shorter. I don't want them very long. think I'm going to cut these in half. This one did not tear very well. There. I need to leave a longer piece to tie. Oh my gosh, there's strings everywhere. Okay, so I think these two will be my strings to tie. And then I'm going to use maybe this one. It'll be a little thicker, but that's okay. Okay, so I've got my 3 to tie. I'll throw all that out. I don't know how many of these I have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8 per. So we're good. Okay, so let's tie this string or this piece around. I think let's go ahead and put these on here first before we tie the knot. So I'm just alternating them in kind of an X. This print is perfect because it adds different shades of green without a lot of extra fuss. So then I'm just going to tie that, tie it in a knot. And trim that. That should be good. You could add twine into this. We could add twine into one of them and see what kind of a difference that makes. Super cute. You could add beads. That's fun. Let's get out some twine. We'll do this one. We'll tie this around the neck. Let's cut that selvage off. Tie that tight. And then I'm going to take 4 . Three, 4. And then I'm going to get a little bit of twine. We're going to make our sideways loops. course, I think this will work. Forgot I was gonna need see if that works. I'm going to kind of go ahead and crisscross this in my hand. Plop my finger down there to hold it. I've got to get this that way. It's easier said than done. Pull tight, but not too tightly because your fabric will rip. Ask me how I know. And I kind of twisted the fabric as I tied it so that this tail would be right side up-ish. Oh, I didn't get that one in there. Ugh. Not to worry. Somebody hit the rewind button. Okay, so unfold it. Plop that back down there. Hold it all down with my finger. Is that going to get captured? No. Okay, so let's regroup. We'll just do it this way. That way I know it gets captured. And we're going to tie that again. There. Kind of fluff it. So there's that one. I don't think I need that anymore. And then we've got our last one. Okay, so then we'll just add in our little scraps here. And we'll tie that and we'll be done. Okey-doke. Cute, cute. Super cute. Look at our cute little carrots. too fun. Oh my goodness, so cute. Don't wait on these. These slim cut carrots are almost out of stock, and they won't be, I don't believe they are being restocked. So if you haven't gotten them yet, make sure you get them. Green bandanas would be cute in place of this fabric. You could even use an orange bandana. Thanks, Jason. He's, Anita says, now how are you going to decorate with them? That is a good question. I'm not for sure. They would be cute on a little dowel rod. Like you could glue a dowel rod here. I don't think I have anything. Well, let's pretend this paintbrush is a dowel rod. Like you could tape it to a, that's the weird sound. You can glue it to a dowel rod and then stick it in like a plant. There's some weird like varmint sounders. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. I'll have to figure out how to decorate them. But she does say they are adorable. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. What are your suggestions? You could make a banner out of them, which we could still do. Like you could use another something else. I don't know. I'll have to think on how we could maybe make them into a banner and what we would put on the in between. I think they'd be cute as a banner. I'll have to think on that. If you do want to make a banner, you might get like 2 packs of these, because then you could have 6 carrot pieces. A large circle door hanger for Easter. Yeah, you could. Let me go get a blank one, which this might even work. Let's see. I still have a couple of these 12-inch ones that I have not painted or that I have not done anything with. So you could put them at the bottom. Let's put that one in the middle. So you could put them on a door round like that. You could use one of the other spring transfers at the bottom and then just hang this from one of the sides of the jute hanger. I think they would be cute. Not necessarily this, but like just a plain LED candle. Just get a plain LED candle and you could kind of glue dot this to the wax candle, or maybe wrap some twine around it to where you just put it on an LED candle. What else? Lots of ideas. Yeah, I think they'd be cute on a door hanger. But yeah, I think they'd also be cute as a banner. They'd also be cute just as little plant stakes. Okie doke. So here is what we made. We made these 3. Which one do you like? The one with the twine? It's in the middle and the fabric? Or do you like just the fabric? What's your favorite design? Do you like the polka dot, the swirl, or the stripes? I think they turned out so cute. Cute. You can hang them from your kiddos or grandkiddos' Easter baskets and just use like a paint pen and write their names down the carrot. So they would be cute little Easter basket tags. Anita said she purchased a wood bowl at Christmas time. They would work as bowl fillers along with your cloth bunnies. Yep. You could pair it with your little Club Couture bunny and it would make a cute little bowl or dough bowl filler. Super fun. Let's see if they sit in here. If you happen to have, see if they work in the chalk base. Well, you'd have to, they lay in the chalk base or in the chalk chip base. But you could put something there. Like, you could do the board for the board and base in here. Stick that one on the front. All sorts of things. Endless possibilities. And oh wait, here's this. This is the 5x5, but we still have a 5x7. So you could pop those in there. If you have the letterboard, you could put some letterboard tiles on the back of these and put them on your letterboard. All sorts of ideas. Okie doke. Let's put that back there. Throw that down. Put my little bunny back. Okay, I'm going to hop off for the evening. I will be back on Wednesday with another project. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. I hope you all have a great week. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.